Hi, this is Mike Palmer from Mike Palmer Homes. We appreciate you visiting our site. Wanted to make a video to show you all a house we just completed. We're just putting the finishing touches on this house in Killian Crossing. Hey, this is the Garden Hill plan. It's a Frank Betts plan. We've built a number of times before. Like I said, just completed. I want to say thanks to our staff and our subcontractors. Our team did another great job with this house. A couple things I'll point out. I'll start pointing out some features that we look for on the outside of the house. These shutter colors, sometimes hard to pick colors, you know, when they're not on the house. When these go up on the house, I like the shutter color, but I think it kind of blends in with the brick, so that's still growing on me. Anyway, this is a brick front with hardy plank on the sides. We've got hardy shake up on the top. Got a detached garage. I did do a tour of that in another video. Up on our soffits, this is actually a vinyl soffit. It's maintenance free. Vinyl and metal, and PVC impregnated metal. But we have a freeze board on there. I always like a freeze board. Without it, it can look pretty naked, but I don't know if everybody notices. One of the things I noticed, we did coin corners, which are these decorative squares on each corner of the brick. Of course, I like our signature number block. I always try to incorporate that. Now with the landscaping, we're finally getting it's cooling off, so we're starting to see some grass come up in this Carolina heat. Hard to grow grass in the summer, but now it's cooling off a little. These shrubs, you notice they're not that large. We try not to go with the large shrubs. You know, they look great when they go in, but 3 years from now, the customer will have a forest growing up, because these things grow faster than everybody gives them credit for. And a few things we like to do, if you notice the rain gutter coming down, we have a black pipe, and that runs out underneath the under the sidewalk, so we can get that water away from the foundation. Up on here, where if you follow the rake board down and you see that decorative kind of little mini roof there, that's called a return. I like the hip roof style returns on there. I just think it gives the house and makes the front look richer, and having that gutter wrap around, I really kind of like the way that looks. And we put keystones on over the windows. Some people like them. Most people seem to like them, but some don't. And if you look at our sidewalk, they really did a beautiful job the way they did all the decorative edging on this sidewalk. Anyway, front porch on our brick steps. This is actually an aluminum rail. It's powder coated aluminum rail. What I like about that, I like it over the wood rails because they don't need maintenance. They always look good, and unlike wrought iron, they will not ever rust on you. Wrought iron usually rust. Up there we get some security lights on the, or floodlights on the soffit. People tend to like those. And we went with the gable, a shake on the gable up there. Probably, sometimes we put shutters up there, sometimes we don't, as per the customer's request. Anyway, on the front porch, just kind of a small space. So on this model, we usually don't go with a huge door. We go with the big 8-foot door, kind of overpowers a small space. And this has got a wrought iron insert in it. Up on the ceiling, we go with a knotty pine tongue and groove ceiling. I just think that looks a whole lot better than putting a vinyl ceiling up there. Okay, let's go in and take a look. Now, we just completed the hardwood floors in there. So, of course, we're going to walk in only in our socks. Tomorrow the people are moving in, so that floor should be fully cured. Get the light on in here. You walk in the foyer here, it's all hardwood floor. Now, as I've said in other videos, what we do with hardwood floors, we stain them, we put 2 coats of polyurethane, then we come back in and put down our shoe mold, which is this small decorative molding here, to hide any edges. We do all our touch-up paint, all our cleaning, then we come back at the very end and put our final coat of polyurethane on there, so it's nice and pristine for when the customer moves in. Our dining room here, this decorative trim here is called chair rail. Chair rail and shadow box is what this is called. Down here with our outlet, these outlets, if we put them in the wall, will conflict with the size of the square, so we just run a 7¼ baseboard so that we can stick the outlets actually in the baseboard, and that solves that problem, so there's no conflict. One nice transom window here. I like to go with a 3¼ trim just as our base. That little narrow skinny trim really doesn't do a whole lot for me, and trim's not that expensive, so we always try to include that when we can. This crown mold is called Curtis Crown. In our showroom, we have different examples of different styles of trim. Sometimes we're going with a 5-foot tall, 60-inch trim. More of a, it kind of has like a little shelf up top, and it's got the rectangular details, and it's just a little more formal. But this is primarily what we do. It's got that nice chair rail and shadow box in the foyer as well. The stairs, we got a finished stair with wrought iron pickets, wrought iron baskets. And we've got an oak stair with white risers and finished stair. This is actually a dark walnut stain. Fireplace with a stone fireplace with a cedar mantle. We do different versions of that. Let's see. It's our kitchen. We have a peninsula. It's in here. Now, the drawers, they're all our kitchen drawers. When we start as a base, they all have dovetail joints. There's no particle board in them. They have slow close drawers, slow close hinges, ball bearing slides, and slow close on the doors as well. Let's see, we went with, for our backsplash, we've got just a plain subway tile. Kind of the clean lines are kind of in. It used to be they were doing a lot more decorative backsplashes. That's kind of what we went with here. And with all our houses, we always do, standard feature is the under cabinet lighting. Everybody seems to like that. With our cabinets, we'd like to do a lot of highs and lows. This is a shaker front made to have kind of those clean lines with it. We've done this house, done a lot of different ways. I've got it going on in 2 other locations. The way this island is, this kitchen is, you've got your appliances here, you've got an island in the center, and this peninsula here with the sink. What we're doing a lot more is we're just taking this whole wall out and this whole peninsula. We're making an island that's bigger, kind of that big ping pong table sized island. We're putting a sink in there, and then the pantry, instead of having it there, we put it right along this wall here. And that seems to be what a lot of people are preferring, but we've done it both ways. Anyway, and this raised bar, some people really like that raised bar for taller stools and from the great room. That way they're not looking at the dirty dishes. A lot of people also like the great big island. Now we're doing 2 up the street here that have the great big island look. And one, this is a vaulted ceiling here. This is actually goes up, and it's actually 18 feet at the top. We're also done it where we go up 12 feet and come straight across and put like a grid, or I call it tic-tac-toe board, where there's different squares, and we have crown mold in there, and we actually put the fireplace on that wall, and that's a really nice look as well. Whatever you want to do, except when we do that, we're running a beam right across here, which does cut off that open rail up at the top. But anyway, pendant lights. We like pendant lights over the island, and we put recessed can lights in there so you don't have that kind of fluorescent cloud fixture with the dead bugs in it. We did a 12 by 12 screen porch and French doors out the back. Now, I've done this house in other places where we put one of my window seats here, and we put the screen porch actually out here and move the fireplace. So there's a big screen porch and big windows out the back. We can do this plan that way as well. Now, our back screen porch, this one we had the mini blind inserts in the window. Each door, that's, I don't know, about $180 a door is what that costs. Upgrade. We did also a knotty pine tongue and groove ceiling here. Again, I like that a lot better than vinyl, and we just did it's kind of our standard screened in porch. So you see the backyard and the detached garage over there. And once again, we have our wrought iron rails, not wrought iron, powder coated aluminum rails down each side, just so you don't have to deal with the maintenance of wood. And we have a small patio for grilling, etc. And there's our septic equipment. We had a few adventures in this house. When we dug our septic, we found these huge boulders down there, so we had to get some special equipment to break up the boulders, as well as when we dug our footing for our garage, we found some nice big boulders there too. So that threw a little bit of a monkey wrench in the works, but we got it handled. Right, next we did the dining room, go into our master suite. Now this has a master bedroom down and a guest room downstairs. Master suite. Oftentimes there's 2 windows here. This customer only wanted to go with 1 window, so we did that. And that's kind of, you've got bedroom area and the sitting area. Now what this customer did, when you walk in, they didn't want all that traffic on the carpet because it's going to be their path of travel. So we did make a hardwood walkway in here. Turn the corner, goes into your master. So anyway, this house plan has a nice big master suite, so you can either put the bed in the middle or move the bed here and have it like a sitting area out there in that section with the big window with the transoms. Anyway, we did a double tray ceiling with Curtis crown up top. There's a number of different options we have with the tray ceiling. So we did a light kit. I mean, we did a fan without a light kit. You can also have a fan with a light kit. Sometimes we'll put can lights in here, just all as per customer preference. This one has nice closet space, but it's his and hers. So we got a closet on one side and a closet on the other. In the master bath, this is a drop-in tub up on a tile pedestal. We've got this is an oil rub bronze semi-frameless shower enclosure. The things we like to do on the threshold and on top of the walls, I like to put a cap of granite so that it matches, so it kind of ties the whole room together. Tile shower. Once again, more of the clean lines are in, without a lot going on. Sometimes we put glass behind there in that niche. Sometimes we don't. Sometimes we put seats in here. It's all as per customer preference. But it's nice to have at least something so you have some place to put your shampoo, etc. This one has got standard shower head, and it's also got a slide bar with a wand shower. You've got one controller and one diverter valve. Once again, it's nice to be able to come in here, set your temperature, and not have the water hitting you. Once you get your temperature set, then you can move under the water, because if we put it up against that wall, you have to get under the stream of water, and that's not always entirely comfortable. Anyway, we've got eyeball lights up here, up over top of this. We've got his and her sinks. We went with the square bowl and the single faucet. There's different ways. A lot of times we'll go with a widespread, depending on customer preference. We did put a 4-way over here, so you can plug in more appliances and more things in your more accessories on your vanity, on your lavatory. Now right here, this is actually a baseboard heater. As if you get cold feet, you turn that on, and it comes out right here. It's a Brown product. This couple lived in a mobile home while this was being built, and they had one in their camper, so they asked for one here. So it's kind of a cool accessory that we put in. It's a Johnny room. I kind of like these. Some do, some don't, but I think some experiences should never be shared. So we put the commode in its own room with its own fan, so that if you're in here, obviously you don't shut down the whole room. This are toilets. This is a Gerber. So a standard toilet, but it is an elongated bowl, and it is comfort height, which is what it's pretty much our standard. That's what just about everybody wants. Different options. We can go levers or oval. These people want the round doorknob, around the brushed nickel with hinges to match. And our door style, we went with the classic Roman arch. That's what we do. Probably our most popular, but we've got half a dozen different door styles to choose from. And of course, whatever you choose, they're all the same price. We don't have an upgrade on them. Anyway, now, downstairs here, we have the spare bedroom. Well, first, this is where you come in from your garage. Okay, this is the main entrance to the house. A lot of times we'll put a drop zone or a bench here, depending on what the customer wants. This particular one didn't. Our garage, we try to go with brick steps. We like brick steps whenever possible. We like to not have more than 2 steps, so that you don't need railings here and you don't have stairs sticking out into your garage. We go with an 18-foot wide garage door as well, whenever possible, to make it just more comfortable for you. And I go 8 foot tall in case somebody ever has a truck or something strapped to the top of their Suburban, they don't hit the top of it, because once you hit the top of it, you've paid for that garage door, that extra upgrade. It really doesn't cost very much. Standard equipment is a linear garage door opener. There's all sorts of them, LiftMaster, etc. This is a good one we've had. There's some of the other brands we've not had good reports on, so we stay away from them. But they also have the kind available that you can control from the internet or from your phone if you so desire. That's not a big upgrade, it just does cost a little more. Now in our garages, we like to finish them. Now we don't go extravagant, but we like to put a nice clean baseboard and paint them and put trim around the windows. Otherwise the wall just looks haggard, or if you don't sand the sheetrock, if you just leave the joints, it's just not a real attractive look. So if we're going to this much trouble, we do like to finish our garages. Anyway, and our garage floor, we wait till as late as possible in the process to sand, to pour the concrete. I want all the painting to be done, all the trim work to be done, all the sheetrock, so that it's not falling on your garage floor, and we have to clean it afterwards. We try to keep the traffic at a minimum so that there's as little wear and tear on your garage floor when you get it as pristine as possible. Anyway, in our laundry room, sometimes you can put shelves on the countertop in here, but a lot of times what I advise people is if you're going to put cabinets in here, Don't go with a nice expensive cabinets. Just go to Lowe's or Home Depot. They have very economical cabinets because in your laundry room, you know, you're not really showing off. A plain white cabinet works fine and they're about half the price. And you can always do it afterwards. But we like this super slide. If people are hanging things, they have a nice hang bar here. We like a utility sink. This is my preference is these fiberglass ones. We put some really nice stainless steel ones in before, but these fiberglass ones, what I like about them is, you know, this doesn't need to be pretty because you're going to be washing shoes if you step in something nasty or paintbrushes, anything. But I don't like legs. There's legs under here. It's right there for you to kick them, and it does not feel good on your toes. And this way you can slide things under it. Also, when there's feet on it, well, I don't like it because you always have that little bit of crud around the bottom. You can never quite get clean. So anyway, that's a small detail, but that's the way. That's a standard way that we do it. And if somebody wanted to change that, we've had people do stainless steel, etc. Anyway, and we like to put a window for natural light. And we have a hall bath here, guest bath. Now, comments on this, we did put a shower in here. Typically there's a tub shower. This particular customer wanted a standard shower. We like to put a transom window up above, even though that wasn't on the plan, but it lets some natural light into the bathroom, which just helps everybody see better, etc. We like to put a recessed can light up above. That's a water resistant one for steam. It's rated for that. Anyway, but this is just a standard fiberglass tub shower, but does have a seat, does have a shelf, water control. In the bathroom, now they're getting their own mirrors. Oftentimes we can do the plate glass mirror, or you can get the kind of frame that we can hang up there. We can do either. This one, we haven't hung the mirror yet, but this is a square sink, single handle faucet. But in the secondary baths, I always like to put granite. It costs a little more, but not that much. And if you're doing granite in the whole house, I like it so much better than a Formica or cultured marble. My own house, I saved money, went with a cultured marble, and now I can't wait to tear it out and put in the granite. So anyway, that's my thought. Just do it the way you want it the first time, and you don't have to come back. Anyway, in our, this is the fourth bedroom. This is a downstairs bed. This is kind of a flex room. People will make this a guest room. They'll make it an office. It can be a number of different things. Now, oftentimes when we change a floor plan, this closet here, we'll make that a pantry, and it'll face the other way, and then we'll put a closet over here. Oftentimes there's a door here that goes into the bath. Sometimes we put it in, sometimes we don't. The disadvantage of having that door here is you've got two doors and you get a lot of doors. It gets real busy there. But the advantage of having it, if you have a mother-in-law or somebody, they want to use a bathroom in the middle of the night, they don't have to walk down the hallway or go, you know, in their night coat or pajamas. They can go have right access from the bedroom right in the middle of the night. One of these things about closets, I personally am not a fan of bifold doors. They tend to get broken before I'm even done the house. So this house has, we like real hinges, 3 real hinges, real knobs, and it's a ball catch door. And see, we have crown mold in all these main areas, and in the kitchen, etc. The way I consider, I say we put crown mold as appropriate, meaning in the main areas of the house. In your nice new house, most people would prefer the crown molding. Something else I want to address. See this big opening here, this dining room. Some people really want their formal dining room. Some people say it's kind of dead space because we only use it once a year, if that. So a lot of times what we'll do is we'll put double glass doors there, kind of formal, and a single door here. So this, you could close it and make a great office, you know, and you can close it off and have privacy, or you can open those doors, open that up, you just open it and changes it back to a dining room. So it can be a multi-purpose room, office, study, library, or dining room. So when you go to sell the house, it can easily be made a dining room as well. Upstairs, sometimes we do this carpet, sometimes we do it hardwood. This time we did this landing hardwood. I really like that because it's just nice to come up to the top of the stairs and not stand on carpet. However, it does kind of break things up, so it's not as monochromatic. Anyway, that's up to your own constitution. This room here, this is a front bedroom. I like it because it's vaulted and you got a little bit higher ceiling. This is a walk-in closet. It's a nice sized closet. No great shakes there. What I like about here, this is an insulated door into the attic. Attic doors, I like tall doors. I don't like those little Smurf doors where you bump your head. And this is just plywooded space. Try to teach all my guys, put down whatever plywood you can because people tend to really love this this office, this attic storage space. And when there's extra plywood, I like the framers to use it up and give people space. This other bedroom here has a door direct access to the bathroom. Now this customer did not want the tall door. They wanted that wall space, so we went ahead with the Smurf door. But once again, we've got some nice attic space in here. Nice floored attic. For spare carpet, storage, etc. Anyway, our roof, once again, it's a stick-built roof, meaning we frame the rafters 16 on center. They're not pre-built. We build them on site. I'm not crazy about trusses. Trusses are a product that stood the test of time, but to me, they're 24 inches apart, and your plywood doesn't lay as clean, and your lines aren't as clean on your roof, and you don't get as much attic space. It's just not my favorite. Anyway, this is the hall bath. Now, a lot of times we'll do 2 sinks, make it Jack and Jill. This customer, they don't have the kids at home. They didn't want the extra expense. They said 1 sink is fine. So we did 1 sink in the middle and give them more counter space. Some people want that for their kids too, as I know I have a teenage daughter and there are lots of product around her. But what's nice here is you have the sink and vanity here. Kids can brush their teeth. They can, this is direct access to the bathroom, I mean to the other bedroom. One child, I guess, needs access to the bathroom. And then here is your tub shower and your commode. But if somebody's in here, the other child can be in here. Light fixtures, it's upstairs light fixture, kind of typical of what we include. Let's pull downstairs. Oh, a bonus room. Bonus room. Now, bonus rooms above the garage, they tend to get this shape here, kind of almost that, where the top corners are clipped. Now, what I do, if you just make this room straight, you tend to have that bowling alley or long tubular attic effect. So what I like to do is put a nice big dormer out here. This is a 12-foot wide dormer. Now when we do a 3-car garage version of this, we make that a 16-foot wide dormer, and you can fit a full-size pool table, ping pong table, whatever you want, and it lets in lots of natural light. So I like that a whole lot better than just having just one long narrow bonus room. Or this actual plan had a very narrow dormer there, which looks kind of cool from the outside, but I like to open it up and make it a nice wide shed dormer. And this is just a closet and bonus room. Nice size closet. Not a whole lot of description needed, but it is nice to have a closet in the bonus room, because then you could always make it into a bedroom or whatever you prefer. Anyway, that pretty much concludes our tour. The open railing looking down over the great room. It's open, but not too open. Anyway, that's a tour of this home. We appreciate you watching. If you have any questions, please contact us at the numbers below.